the greatest pacifist assassin, Twilight, and Celestia's creation known as her son named Sky, escaped from the clutches of the evil robot twin of Celestia, and Sky has learned the truth of the omnipresence of Equestria. Not understanding Twilight's true intentions, even after they had been revealed, one can only wonder what strange fate Twilight will befall on him, especially after stories were told following the appearance of the spirits. Twilight, ghosts are attacking the car, so I guess this is the end, Sky reminded. Did ghosts ever attack your car before? No, but I know how to defeat ghosts. Twilight cleansed as she looked into her hollow pockets that she thankfully remembered not to stuff with strawberries, and pulled out her squirt gun, this time setting it to low power. The power of Christopher's ghost compels you! Twilight used the gun to hurl pure water onto the ghosts like a godlike cumulonimbus cloud that arranged all things in a section of the alluring world without any accident. The frighteningly minuscule amounts of water splashed onto the ghosts scared them, for it was a large amount of water that killed them. And things that are absorbent tend to be more dangerous when they're smaller, so they flew away. What you gonna cry? Tears or fear? Twilight let out the derision they could have done without, like a madman who wanted everyone to rule the world and shout about how his legacy of insane choices would last forever. Welcome to the crazy old world of reality, losers. I don't think we need this here water no more. They look really sad, said Sky, as he noticed the pony human ghosts flying into a sky in a melancholic way, while Twilight used her squirt gun to absorb the massive bounties of bountiful water around them. Are their feelings hurt? They're not living, explained Twilight, as the car was back on land. They don't have any feelings. The dead don't exist after their passing. It's a sad fact, but no matter how tragic their death was, they can feel nothing after it, because they are nothing. So, it's impossible to hurt someone without nothing? Sky thought. Who would have thought that was actually possible? And that's exactly what killing is, Sky, chuckled Twilight, like men who called the shots in a den, as she spoke for the rest of us. It's just turning someone into something that can't feel. It's nothing personal! Oh, I understand, comprehended Sky, as he was played for the fool that he was, with the words that a thing that played around with an actor so he could raise money to buy DVDs. But that thing you said at the end was funny, even though it sounded funny. It sounded like a joke. Author's note. I just wanted to let you guys know that the funniness is going to go both ways with this joke, if you know what I mean. Life is full of brilliant jokes, my friend, Twilight commented like a jock who liked mythology. And you are one of them. The two laughed at Twilight's condescending flattery as it jogged Twilight's memory. It's working, she thought to herself. Now I've just got to transcend his awful sense of humor from bad puns to sadism. Twilight laughed at her complacency, which was well-deserved, as everything was going great. However, just then, the zombie car exploded, and it was raining cats and dogs. Thankfully, Twilight and Sky were safe, for as soon as the zombie car knew he was going to blow up, he shielded his comrades. Oh no, our friend is a dead undead zombie! Sky was confused as to what to lay to rest, as this situation seemed serious. I wonder if the sadist who did this is happy. Who dares rain on my reign over the sovereign ruler that kept my ride going? Twilight rained like a lagoon falling into a tornado that couldn't wring out an angel's beanie baby robe. Wait a minute. The rain and the animals being turned into rain so that they can be nature where they belong. That can only mean... Yes, we are the pacifist assassins, said the pacifists, who were dressed in robes and holding cats and dogs on leashes, as they had just unleashed their weapons that shot animals. And you, Twilight, have betrayed our alliance. By working for Celestia and becoming rusty, you defied nature. I didn't actually betray you, you know, said I've honored many of your practices by destroying things the organic way. It was almost like a rebellion against life, if you really think about it. Enough of your condescending mockery, they replied, as they put away the animal guns and got out new ones from their robes. If you like destruction so much, then let's play a mock game of it, shall we? We are non-violent, so we shall kill you the non-violent way. With nature. At that moment, the pacifists tried to shoot Twilight and Sky with their environmentally friendly guns that fired bark-laden trees, as the dogs shouted at the duo angrily, and the cats were like, Yup, that's what it's all about. So are you guys sadists? Sky asked an important question to the killers as he and Twilight were being shot at. Is the goal of this whole thing to please? Get flying! Twilight gave good advice in an illogical way to emphasize her worriness as she grabbed Sky and ran away. Because of the pacifists' awful aim, the trees missed the dynamic duo and built a forest around them that they could hide in. So that's where they hid to combine with the escaping. Why are we running and hiding? They're just trying to murder us. Sky remained coherent to Twilight's logic. I thought that killing was a good thing. Not when the people who have to kill like me are being killed, or else who will do the killing? Twilight fronted her essential rebuttal. Think, kid! They ran into the forest, and now I can't see them. Where could they possibly be now? They demanded to themselves to know. We can't run in the forest. We may accidentally hurt one of the trees, and that would be mean. Celestia had allowed the pacifist assassins to have extremely dangerous guns because their reprehensible aim prevented them from pointing a gun at someone directly and committing first-degree murder. But fortunately, it had now backfired on them. I know, shouted the reserve dog at the talking animal pack. We will run all the way to the left in the opposite direction so that we will end up in the right side of the world, and we will have them surrounded from behind. That's a great idea, the pacifist replied with ambition. We'll cross it through the Atlantic Ocean and give our lives if that means the death of those cannibalistic cows. Well, what do we do? Asked Sky as the pacifist murderers ran into the opposite direction. We can't hide here forever. If they reach the other side of the world, our only fate is to be doomed. Oh no, they won't get to the other side. They'll die before they do so. Twilight defied fate as she jumped out of the forest and used her squirt gun to shoot a huge body of water into the pacifist's path. Since they had 0 vision, they didn't see it until they fell into the water, and it was in their eyes, and they drowned to death. And then they died. Just like a pirate seeking a death potion that only bloomed during periods of titanic amounts of rain. Those poor killers, at least they died seeking peace, Sky sympathized. No, he's starting to feel empathy, thought the worried Twilight as she began to get concerned with her status. All right, no more fooling around. Time to make some preparations so I can bring in the main event. We're going to make a stop, Sky, Twilight interrupted with a stop as she ended the moment. I need to rob a bank. That's fine, I guess, Sky conceded, but doesn't that sound like it'll hurt someone in an unhappy way? But where is the bank? What a silly question. It's right over there. Twilight revealed what was visible as she used her magic to teleport a food bank from somewhere to the definitive place. Wow, that place looks like it's a restaurant large enough to hold money, food, and people, Sky said in awe of the residence's areas. But if you had the power of teleportation, why didn't you just use it before? We were in Equestria, and we were close, far away, and in our destination, making that the perfect opportunity. The easiest way isn't always the best way, my friend. Twilight tried to create a proverbial proverb. Cowards do not deserve credit for being smart enough to run away from tough challenges, but bravery through those challenges is a true way to learn and grow more intelligent. That's why I'm not a Yule coward. So to be smart, you must first be stupid. Sky took note. So that means no matter how stupid what you said used to be, it will eventually become smart if you persevere in it. Exactly! Twilight delighted as the morals were mixed together and combined in a manner that would persevere throughout their time. Just listen to what I tell you, kid, and even the wrongs will make many rights. The two walked into the food bank. It was large enough to store lots of things, like Sky somehow predicted. Somehow, including a bar, living things, and money that was all out in the open. Ah, every good thief just loves to see a myriad image of many things laying out in the open. Twilight locked her eyes like a pill looking into the mouth of a laborer that transferred his ordinarily boring glare into a celestial one as he glanced at the other side of the terrasphere. It's so hard for a thief to take such a vast plethora of stuff. You won't want to leave behind stuff and look like a poor treasure hunter, or take all of it and be a poor burglar, as no burglar breaks into a house and steals everything. It would make the crime a little too personal if it involved kidnapping. Not trying to be a wall with eyes by constantly observing and noting everything, said Sky as he thought over his notes. But aren't there any textbook examples of things that need to be remembered here? Not in my manual, replied Twilight, as it appears she wanted to steal for personal gain. But while I'm making preparations, you can go be a busboy at this restaurant. A busboy? He thought things over. But I don't know anything about transportation. I'm more of a waiter type. Fine. Just remember to keep taking my orders as you be stagnant. Good choice of words. Over there, requested Twilight, like the ceiling of a desk that wanted to be a machine. Sky walked to the bar, where all the people appeared to be hiding, cowering under the booths in fear, as they had made an impression that they were waiting for Twilight to leave, and had gotten the wrong man to buttress them. No one will be able to hear you scream from under that pile, manager. Twilight immediately found the roots of the food bank leader's stealth, as she innately found his location. A coward's passing is not mourned if he dies quietly. What do you want from me? He asked fearfully as he got out of the pile of money. Wait, so he was in a pile of money. Just please take the money and go away. Just please don't take what's really valuable. Oh, I know that the money isn't what's really valuable. Twilight saw through his sneakiness again. I'm Celestia's ambidextrous hand-in man. I know that she downgrade fused the world's food for money so that everyone could be rich. The food bank is the only place left in Equestria that has food. All right, then, you can take all my food. The manager reluctantly gave Twilight the key to the food vault of the bank. You can take everything from me, but you'll never have what really matters to me, the purity of my heart. Oh, really? Twilight grinned like a judgmental tax collector that yearned to give a good testimony in a courtroom. Wow, the atmosphere in this place is full of death, and it's not friendly, Sky said, as he noticed that the ponies were now miserable because they were rich and starving to death, and they tried to kill themselves in the most painless way possible. Exploding. Hey, balloons do it all the time, and they even have smiles drawn on their faces after they die, by drinking too much water. But the deaths from exploding were too cartoonish, so they didn't really die.